Hey, I'm Kahri. One sec. There we go. I got tired of cropping it every video. It looked aesthetically pleasing, but Hey, I'm Kahri, Rush Limbaugh's legal life insurance beneficiary. Mitch McConnell, you're next.
Yes.
I just realized this is what Fantano does with the. And we're here. This is the first album review video. What? Hello?
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 Hello? Sorry, I'm speaking to Mrs. House.
No, you have the wrong number. Okay. And we're here. This is the first album review video. I'm extremely passionate about music, and I'm glad I've enabled myself this platform to be able to talk about what I love, and in some cases what I don't, with zero restrictions. I can articulate my thoughts without boiling down my opinion to a score or a black and white sentence like, oh, this album is trash, this album is top 10, yada yada yada. Music discussion online is ass. It's nothing but narratives and rankings and lists and comparisons. I haven't seen anybody have a legitimate conversation about jack shit, which is cool. Like, I'm asking for a lot out of something that I really care about, that I know others don't to the same degree. But fucking, Anyway, let's spin this wheel of 167? What the fuck? Anyway, let's spin this wheel and find out what album I get to talk about. Well, I'm gonna go re-listen to Once Twice Melody, get my thoughts together, and I'll be back and let you know how I feel about the album. Once Twice Melody is Beach House's 8th and most recent album. It came out 2 days before my birthday, so it automatically gets 10 points just for punctuality. This is my first and as of right now only Beach House album, with the only other exposure to them being the sample of Money Trees, which doesn't count, but I had no expectations jumping into it at all, which is always a welcome experience when listening to music. I like being able to have no preconceived notions and just allowing myself to feel truly organic and new emotions. The first lyric of this album is Out in the Summer Sun, which is the perfect way to sum up the way this album sounds good. God! It's kind of a smooth, modernist take of like 80s pop. I see a lot of those same sounds and structures. Victoria's delivery fits so well with every track. It may not be my favorite delivery off the album, but I personally love the way she sounds on Another Go Round. Everything just complements each other so well. It sticks to this sound pretty strictly, so there's not much for a varied listening experience, but it's clear that that's not what this duo was going for. This is the perfect album to listen to front to back, and just allow it to wash over you. I'm not going to dock too many points for that. When they do divulge from the main sound of the album though, you get songs like Pink Funeral that sounds so cheerily somber somehow. Especially that first chord of the chorus, the way it kind of just descends and sinks. It feels like the realization of something terrible in the midst of what should be a jubilant time. And the lyrics directly refer to this. Just listen. Yeah, this song is absolutely gorgeous. That experience is few and far between for me for this album, not necessarily tracks I didn't like, but more or less tracks I wouldn't be able to pick out of a haystack. I'm not skipping them, but don't ask me the name of them because I don't remember. Modern love stories though, oh my goodness. It should be illegal to end your album like this. The first half of this song gives me the exact same feelings that Pink Funeral does, but it's in the second half where it absolutely wins me over with this gorgeous chord progression written on this guitar. I forget what the musical term is for the way that final chord acts in that progression. I was tempted to say pickety third. I don't believe those roots are a third away from each other, and I don't think we're in a minor key. The chord right before it is an F sharp minor, which helps turn around into a B dominant 7, which I think is cool that it's dominant rather than a major 7th. It really makes all the difference. I played around with the chords in FL Studio, and this sounds so much better than this. Point being, it's truly one of the most beautiful movements I've ever heard, ever, and it sounds like the end of summer, which makes it that much more fitting as the final track on this album. I think Once Twice Melody is a solid body of work. The album as a whole gets a bit bogged down by its length. It has some forgettable songs and some tracks become a bit indiscernible from each other. But when this album shines, it fucking shines. Overall, this album received a 77.8, which puts it at 135th out of 167 albums. My 3 favorite songs from this album are Modern Love Stories, Pink Funeral, and Through Me. Have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? This doesn't sound right. This was fun. This was fun bullshitting at length about something I really like. I made this album document after the weekend dropped After Hours because I really wanted to properly verbalize just how much I liked the sounds and the syncopation of the second half of Too Late, which I guess I'll talk about more once I get to that album. I made a weird little algorithm, crunching numbers until it felt right to me, and to this day, almost 170 albums in, there's no flaw with my internal system. I've found a way to visualize how I take in and enjoy music. It's convoluted, it's unnecessary, and it's probably being done to no avail, but it's me. I really like talking about these things, and it's not something that I get to do often. I could honestly care less about an external audience. I did this, and I'm doing it for me. But it'd be amazing to cultivate a community of like-minded people who don't mind interacting with it. Hell, the reason I make music is for people like me, people who need it. I told myself I was going to make the music that I needed when I was 14. Not only am I making that music,
Stream 101 and Sony, streaming platforms,
but I'm also going out and seeking out that music, taking what I love from it, even if I'm not crazy about the album, even if I absolutely hate the album. I'm always looking for more ways to understand who I am, because I fully understand that it's not an easy thing to do, and it's frustrating to not understand yourself. Music exceeds the audible to me. It's damn near tactile. It's therapeutic and it's my passion. So I'm glad I got the first video out of the way. Baby steps. Anyway, learn a new language. No, that's way too positive. Push your grandmother down. And remember, risk everything. That is going to be the corniest shit that I ever
What makes you